Hey guys, I am Ibigandscary. I'm bringing you another StarCraft 2 replay, this time featuring in our top left corner, we have TakeTV's BecomeAPro. He is our Masters level Terran. And in our bottom right, we've got DJHelium, also a Masters level Terran. We're on Alkaline Wastes. I believe this is the EU ladder. I don't really know, but I know that DJHelium is Masters in both EU and US. And I know that BecomeAPro is a caster in the German scene. So I would hazard the guess to EU, but the Lord knows. I have no idea. And yeah, it's common opinion, popular opinion, that the EU scene is a little bit tougher than the US scene. So Masters level in the EU is even going to be a better game. It's just going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. Also, Terran versus Terran is definitely one of the more fun of engagements that you can get up into. Zerg versus Zerg, if you're really into a lot of screaming, a lot of high-pitched squealing and whatnot, but Terran versus Terran, as far as mirror matches go, is a lot of fun, especially with the early changes that they've done to the metagame. Now that Hellbats are a little less viable, everything else seems to be popping in. You get Widowmine drops, you get Banshees harassment, you still have Hellbats, but everything's cool. It's a lot more dynamic. Speaking of dynamic, we have two different refineries being thrown down by two different players. Refinery first tells me that they're going to be teching, probably going to be using those early buffs, most recent buffs that I was talking about. It could be a Banshee opening, it could be a Hellbat opening. Remember, Hellbats still exist, and they're still very, very good. You just need that Infernal Pre-Igniter upgrade, and that's still totally attainable, especially if you're going gas first. You can still easily, I just saw this, throw down the tech lab on the barracks, transition the factory over to it, just like you're doing a Banshee opening, except use the factory instead of the starport, and then immediately start on the Infernal Pre-Igniter. The trick to it is to keep your Hellions hidden, and the only reveal the Blue Flame upgrade whenever you're killing SCVs, because the second they see that Blue Flame upgrade, they're going to know that they're going to be dealing with Hellbats, and can take the necessary steps for that. But remember, 3 weeks ago, we all knew that we were going to be dealing with Hellbats anytime you reverse in a Terran, and it still did a lot of damage because they're that good. So I fully suspect that right now people are just kind of taking a back seat, relaxing, learning more about the Banshees, incorporating that into their build, and then they're going to realize that the Blue Flame upgrade is still really, really good, and the Hellbats are still really, really good, and we're going to see kind of an equilibrium achieve. Banshee harassment is still incredibly popular right now just because it's gotten its buff, but just because it's popular right now doesn't mean it's the better build. I think both of them have their merits, and hopefully we're going to be seeing one or the other. We see a factory coming down from both players. Has there been an add-on? Okay, the barracks has built a tech lab right next to the factory. Is this factory going to lift off, take advantage of that factory, or will there be a starport constructed somewhere else? It looks like that SCV is positioning. Yes, it is going to be using the tech lab on the starport, so it will be a Banshee opening coming out from Take, and I wonder what DJHelium is going to have to defend. Still no add-ons at all. He's still got just the one gas. It looked like he was thinking about tapping that second gas. I wonder why he hasn't done that just yet. What he can construct from this is going to be that really cool drop that we see very often with the two Widow Mines, and then everything else just complement with Marines. It's a great build because you can afford it off of just the single gas, which really frees up your extra income for some extra minerals. You can expand on the back of it. It's not an all-in. It's definitely just purely harassment. It's very, very cool. And it looks like I think that's what it's going to be. It could be just a drop of pure Marines, and he's getting these Widow Mines because of a fear of a potential Banshee drop. What does he know about the enemy base? Absolutely nothing. Why? Because DJHelium doesn't scout. Neither player scouting. Awesome. I didn't even realize that no SCVs were moving out from either player. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty ballsy. I mean, the map is very large, and in reality, if the threat's going to come by air, you know how to defend against that. And I don't know. I always scout. Whatever. You have a supply depot in the bottom left-hand corner because that's going to give you a little bit of extra warning sign if there is going to be a Banshee, and then hopefully the CCs would be constructed on the low ground for DJHelium so that he'd know that the Banshee's coming in from the north side also. So both versions of early warning, but you can't beat this as far as an early warning system goes. One medevac passing one Banshee, the two just pinnacles of harassment from Terran just coming in, so both players totally know what is up. And it looks like DJHelium is going to be the aggressor right now, dropping off his Widow Mines, burrowing it very, very quickly. Just the one. Oh, wow. Coming in, trying to draw. Oh, my goodness. burrow that Widow Mine. He doesn't want to get the surround from those SCVs, works it into a corner. Will it burrow? It does not burrow. On the back of this, where is that Banshee? Oh my goodness, did it pop in? Oh, it has retreated back home to deal with that pressure. Okay, cool. So we're not missing anything. There goes a beautiful hit. It looks like the other Widow Mine has succeeded in discharging it on a single Marine from TakeTV, and so it looks like just the single kill for that Widow Mine. Totally not cost effective, but we did see a beautiful shot from the other one. Oh, another SCV goes down. 6 workers killed in the advantage of DJHelium. At the same time, a Banshee's pushing in as it is cloaked. Another one is pushing in just on the north side of the main base. Back to DJHelium, working down a couple of these supply depots. Oh man, this is a great play. TakeTV is forcing the scan so that his Marines can oh no, okay, that's a scan from TakeTV to take out the Widow Mine. I was hoping that it was a scan from DJHelium to pick off that Banshee while the other Banshee moved into his main base and just absolutely wreaked havoc. It looks like 100 energy has been saved up. Great play there from DJHelium. Really wants to keep the energy there and available so that he can throw down that emergency scan, but no scan was necessary because the missile turret very aggressively positioned forward, and another missile turret in the mineral line totally has succeeded in keeping his main completely locked down. But speaking of locked down, that orbital command, when it decides to push out, will be very vulnerable to the Banshee. That is pretty far afield. It looks like the drop was completely cleaned up from DJHelium. Again, just 6 workers killed. Pretty worth it. I mean, definitely did damage to the economy. And like I said, he only lost mineral units. I mean, yeah, a Widow Mine is rather expensive, and it's got gas. Basically, is all I'm saying. He lost just the smallest amount of gas. Everything else is minerals. And look at this saturation. Ooh, absolutely brutal. But he's got his his natural completely saturated. Natural is only pseudo saturated for DJHelium. So I would say that both players are pretty much neck and neck. Obviously, TakeTV did not do as much damage as he was hoping to do with those Banshees, but he succeeded in keeping both of his Banshees alive, and he's not going to be able to harass any of the workers' mineral lines just for the time being, just because the cloak is totally ineffective with the missile turret there. And it looks like DJHelium has a very mobile force. He's got those Marines. Does he have stim up? No, he does not. In fact, he hasn't started on stim at all. He's still got a single barracks on a reactor, but he's thrown down the other one to use that tech lab. Probably going to be starting on stim, just so if he gets his Marines underfoot, he can pick off those Banshees, and that is a huge, important upgrade. In fact, without those upgrades, without combat shield, those Marines are not going to be able to soak up the siege tank's fire, and I really don't see this pressure going to be very effective. And I think DJHelium agrees, poking in with his speedy medevac just to see exactly what he was going to deal with. Realized that a forward push would be absolutely suicidal, and still with those Banshees far afield, man, got to be careful. Those Banshees have to be very careful. There's a lot of anti-air here. Those Vikings are going to have absolutely no issues with dealing with those Banshees. But oh, one siege tank totally caught unprepared. Will it go down? Oh, what a pickup from DJHelium, keeping that siege tank alive with just 6 hit points. Brutal. That is incredible. These Vikings succeeded in pushing back that other Banshee, but remember, both of them are still very, very much alive. Looks like the siege tanks are positioning themselves on the high ground within shelling distance of the siege tanks, and 2 of them go down pretty much instantly. Even with the Raven there to detect, it looks like DJHelium is going to be forced to retreat for the time being. Will he try for a pickup with that single medevac there? I am not 100% sure. Yeah, there goes the pickup again, keeping that other siege tank alive. Very clever play. I like that. I also love this, the fact that people are getting a lot of early tech labs on their starports to get those Banshees out, and then the Banshee, happens. The detection, static detection happens in the mineral lines, and now you have a tech lab on a starport, and you don't really want to construct any more Banshees because they're not as effective, so you get these Ravens out. I love that. Ravens are so incredibly cost effective. They go great with any unit composition you could possibly imagine, and yeah, they're just fantastic units. Point defense drone in and of itself would justify the completion of a Raven. It's great. Stim as well as combat shield coming out for DJHelium. We still don't see any upgrades from TakeTV. +1 just now getting started. What sort of infrastructure does he have back at home? Yeah, it looks like both players are kind of settling on that very Marine siege tank centric army, and with this composition, one of the most important factors is the air battle. You don't have to have a whole lot of medevacs to support it, so you can free yourself up to getting those Vikings out. And if you win that air battle, if DJHelium continues to have air superiority, he can pick off pretty much anything that can scout for his siege tanks, because remember, the siege tank's main limiting factor is their ability to see something that is within range, and you usually use your medevacs for that. But if you've got a lot of Vikings from the enemy picking off those medevacs and you don't have the vision to make it so your siege tanks can actually see the siege tanks shelling down on top of you, you can lose a lot of stuff unnecessarily, and that is just absolutely brutal. Keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out on the Viking count to see if we see another starport being added on with a reactor. We do see just one right now, but an armory as well as an engineering bay. Both players are kind of buckling down, waiting for the long haul. Oh, another tech lab just kind of sitting there even though the starport is repositioned. I wonder what that's going to be destined for. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Third has been taken by DJHelium. He's making that into a planetary fortress. No motions like he wants to take a third just yet, but the rock's going down. I think that is just a matter of time. This is going to be absolutely brutal if Take allows his Marines to go completely unupgraded for very much longer. Yeah, they've got the +1, but they don't have stim, they don't have combat shield, and without combat shield, they are just going to melt from any number of siege tanks. And we see 3 of them pushing in, going to have a lockdown on that third, and I think DJHelium is going to have a very hard time. No, he's going to have a very easy time holding back TakeTV. Oh my goodness, those Marines just absolutely melt. The Marines and Marauders from DJHelium, even though they don't have the numbers, they definitely have the hit points, definitely have the upgrade, the big stim, completely cleaning up any form of pressure from TakeTV. And now TakeTV does not have his third. He can't take his third because of this lockdown DJHelium has, even with the Raven there to scout that Banshee. Oh, and that Banshee goes down. Oh my goodness, was that the last Banshee? Nope, there's still one more. Is it a field? No, it's not poking anywhere. I'm not 100% sure. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It's cloaked over by the main ramp. But with that Raven there, that dynamic detection rather, really makes it so that those Ravens can't shell down the fire that they're used to. They're used to being able to cherry pick the siege tanks, even if there's Vikings and Marines there, because they're cloaked, forcing a scan, forcing some sort of sacrifice. But with the Raven added into that unit composition, it's incredibly difficult for those Banshees to prove themselves cost effective, and that's cool. That's a good play by DJHelium, not a bad play by TakeTV. TakeTV still with his unupgraded Marines. However, we've got +2 vehicle weapons or infantry weapons. I'm tired, I apologize. Combat shields also being started. Stim has been finished. So both players are on 1-1 and then 1 for DJHelium, but he's got his combat shield and stims already done. It looks like DJHelium is making motions like he wants to be aggressive, but again, with the siege tanks already sieged on the high ground, we can see that TakeTV is beginning to contest the airspace. He's got 4 Vikings up right now, and I believe that's superior to the composition that DJHelium has. Yeah, he's just got the 2, but he's got better Marines, and he's got a lot more Marines. So if those Marines can position themselves in such a manner to be resilient to the siege tank fire and can shell down some damage on those. Oh, what a clutch move! Oh my goodness, the scan from DJHelium revealing the fact that BecomeAPro is on the low ground, and he pushes up into the natural, forcing the repositioning of those siege tanks, and then as they reposition, he stems forward, pushes in, picks off half the siege tank line, and retreats immediately, leaving the other 3 siege tanks not being able to do anything. They can't reposition now. The second they poke their head up the wall, they get picked off. It looks like this natural is going to go down. Oh my goodness, what an incredible play. When was that? The 16-minute mark. We're going back there. Now the siege tanks are repositioning, taking massive, massive damage. The Marines, even though they're getting hit by siege tanks on the high ground, even though the medevacs are being shelled down by the Vikings, they're so resilient. There's so many of them. 160 over 75 supply. DJHelium has been in commanding control of the pace of this game, keeping TakeTV contained pretty much for the entirety of this. It looks like the siege tanks are not having an issue right now, but the Marines can't push forward to take out those Vikings, so that's going to force DJHelium to retreat. But the third has gone down. I believe it was canceled. I'm not 100% sure. Does it make a crater when it's canceled? I think so. Regardless, DJHelium's going to be able to retreat with this drop, as well as the vast majority of his siege tanks. I don't think he lost a single siege tank in that entire battle, and we can just see a huge, fresh stream of Marines moving across the field, +3 on the way for Helium. Man, TakeTV is in a lot of trouble. He is repositioning his orbital command from the high ground. That was another one that he's constructed, but he has not succeeded in taking his natural yet. So he's just on 2 bases, with the third having been taken by DJHelium for a while now. He's got another orbital command ready to take his 4th. This is going to be absolutely brutal. Speaking of brutal, another big stem. The siege tanks up on the high ground. Kaboom! Every single one of the Marines goes down, and BecomeAPro taps out. Oh, that is so cool. Holy crap. All right, here we go. 16-minute mark. 16. Okie dokie. Proceed. That was absolutely brutal. So here is, let me give you the play-by-play on this one a little bit faster. So DJHelium comes in with his composition. We're going to watch the mini map right now. He's going to come in and poke at this ramp right here. He positions at the ramp, pokes up so that he knows that BecomeAPro knows that his composition was here, was getting ready to be aggressive, and he does that with a scan. There's the scan, forcing BecomeAPro to siege. And once DJHelium realizes that the siege is going on, he immediately about faces. He turns away, makes a motion like he's going to be heading over to the third, which is exactly what BecomeAPro is afraid of. He sends down a Marine, sees that this enormous composition is moving over to the third. So then what does DJHelium do? He knows that the siege tank line is going to be waiting for him at the third. So he about faces again. He turns around, goes back to the natural, which is where he was heading initially, but now he knows the siege tanks aren't waiting for him there. Completely wide open. There goes the scan. BecomeAPro now knows that he's in a lot of trouble. Everything begins to move up, but at this point the siege tanks are not sieged. The Marines have already been stemmed, already up on the high ground, have a massive concave. Absolutely everything just melts away, and then the second the siege tanks get sieged, the first volley, DJHelium's gone. He moves over here, over to check out the orbital command, takes that down like no one else's business, despite the massive repairing, despite the siege tanks being positioned up on the high ground. TakeTV is in an impossible situation, and it was because DJHelium was just one step ahead of him, just at that 1 second. Oh, so incredible. That was absolutely banging. That was awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you've got a game you want me to cast, you could PM me here or on Reddit. One way or another, I will see you guys later. I am Big and Scary. Bye.